That's right, we're back.
I still haven't gotten my Hawaiian shirt yet. I'm still waiting on it to be delivered.
Wait, was that part of the agreement?
It is in my rider now. I updated my rider for the summer.
Right? Over there looking like a freaking morning show host.
Right?
There's always one host that just wears some crazy shirt in every picture.
It's like as soon as summer hits, they're like, it's time to be casual on the morning show. Look at us here with our short sleeve button up. This is linen. Versace, of course.
Honestly, I don't think morning shows can get any more casual.
I would love it to see them. Like, I would love to see them all just like straight out of bed. Like, let's have a morning show where all the morning show hosts look like their guests, or like look like their watchers, like their audience. They're all just sitting in like hoodies and just got coffee and like a to-go mug on the desk, just like, all right. So we're gonna talk about some shit today. I didn't sleep well last night.
Exactly.
That's the morning show I want to see.
Dude, I feel like we have that around here. The Rise Guys, you know, they're like, if you live north South Carolina border, there's a local radio station called the Rise Guys. It's 93.3, The Planet. And those guys have been together forever, and they kind of have that vibe. It's like they're just a bunch of friends who just show up and talk on the morning show. Obviously, they have their little games that they play and whatnot. Yeah. But it's just so not polished.
Yeah. No, I want to see like Good Morning America. I want to see like, Hoda and Kathy Lee or whatever just like come out and they got their sweatpants on and their to-go coffee, their hair's still up and stuff, no makeup, just like, all right, we're going to be talking to Jonah Hill at fucking 7 a.m. Wow.
He is not going to be ready for this.
I am not.
Right. Yeah, well, speaking of not being ready and not being polished, welcome to Headlines and Shenanigans, number 5.
The headlines. Andy? The headlines are headlining one thing this week.
Right. They really are. They really are, guys. And it's taken over our summer break, which, if you're unaware, that's what we're doing, Headlines and Shenanigans. We will be back with regular True Crime Guys episodes September 6th. But there is a headline that we must get to, Andy, right? Because it is the headline of all headlines right now, apparently, and it's in the title of the show. But it's the goddamn submarine.
It is this goddamn
we got to talk the submarine.
MacGyver-esque submarine. Oh my God, like I listen,
so done
I'm
with
not
the sub,
an engineer.
Man.
I'm not an engineer. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not James Cameron. No. But either way, that thing ain't seaworthy. I've been on a cruise ship before. I've been in a fucking boat before. That thing is a goddamn drain pipe that you put a lid on.
That thing, I'll tell you what that thing is. It's a portal to a new life, Andy. That's what that thing is. That's all it is.
It looked like you went down in a
and
porta potty.
I don't mean death.
Yeah, it looked like you just took a porta potty and just sealed it up and just dropped it down.
Yeah.
Like, that did not look right. That did not... I get that you guys are billionaires and explorers and you guys want to do all these things and kind of take risks in life, but for God's sakes, maybe look for a OSHA-approved sticker on there. Maybe look for a, certified stamp.
Yeah, except for they own OSHA, so...
I mean, either way... But yeah, guys, we are definitely talking about the Titan sub. It's been all over the news this week where several men went down to look at the Titanic. Mm-hmm. And basically, if you guys are not familiar with what happened, the sub lost communication for several days.
How convenient.
There was a large search that was put out for the men, and there was all hands on deck. But
allegedly,
it kind of turned out that the sub basically catastrophically imploded on day one.
Yeah.
Like went straight down and there's audio.
Stop your search. Don't worry about it. Nothing weird happened here. Carry on about your day.
Yeah, there's some audio footage if you guys want to listen to it. There's you can hear basically where this super powered sonar picked up what definitely sounds like the ship imploding on day one. Just you hear kind of like a crack and then a boom and then you just hear the echoes like reverberating off the ocean floor. Right. So yeah, they were looking for it a lot of places, but there was pretty much a lot of evidence to be like, yeah, they're not, this isn't the Meg. They're not sitting down there rewiring the computers. That thing was being piloted by a GameCube controller at best. Yeah. That thing.
I heard PlayStation 1 controller.
It was some kind of Logitech, dual shock controller, but yeah. He even had, he's like,
made by Microsoft, no doubt.
Shows the video of the sub. He's like, look, it's only got one button. Tink. I feel like this shouldn't be very complicated. I feel like it should be like clicking an elevator. No, I don't think it should.
Why does the one button say self-destruct?
Why does it just say down?
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be an up one? That's just an arrow that goes. Does it turn? Down. Like, does the arrow? I knew I forgot.
This joystick only goes in one direction.
Yes.
Like, this thing's got some really bad stick drift. I'm actually not doing anything now.
Like I said, there's only one button, and that button was obviously not up, my man. But yeah, like there was a lot of news coverage for this kind of thing, and people were kind of torn over this. There were like a lot of people divisive over this subject of like whether or not this is, a tragedy or if this is like a kind of like a fuck around and find out situation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of both. Like there was one 19-year-old on the vessel who really didn't want to go. He went with his dad and
He didn't want to go?
no, it was his dad's. Like his dad was like a Titanic enthusiast and wanted to go down there. He's like, please come. I want you to come down here with me. And the 19-year-old was like, I don't want to get in that refrigerator. Like, what do you? No. But yeah, so it's like one guy, one like kid, like 19-year-old kid was down there. He did not want to be down there, but all the other ones were like billionaires and kind of cocky pilot and
and some of them were in the middle of lawsuits.
Well, at least one of their stepsons was in the middle of a Blink-182 tour, and he could not miss that.
No.
That was probably my favorite part of the whole story. Was just it's like one of the billionaire's sons was like, billionaire lost at sea, stepson still at Blink-182 show.
Well, he's not gonna leave. I mean, what's he gonna do now? I mean, I'm at the show.
Yeah, it was like, well, I think my dad would want me to say this. I mean, he was a big fan of the Mark Tom and Travis show. It was kind of his anthem as a teen. He bought these tickets for. He would want me to go, man. I want to be take off my pants and jacket.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah,
what's my age again?
Where's my dad again? But yeah, I watched a bunch of different clips about it. Everybody's become like all of a sudden nautical experts over the weekend.
Oh yeah, of course, man.
But we did get to see
That's
a lot.
How the internet works.
Got to see a lot from James Cameron, an actual nautical expert, that guy who went down there and was looking around for the Titanic and stuff.
Yeah.
But he was saying like he was giving interviews worried that like this probably have a negative impact on citizen explorers, or people should still be explorers. Yeah, that's 100% true. Humankind should still explore. We should always want to explore. But maybe, just maybe.
Well, yeah.
Put a few extra buttons in the exploration tube.
Well, I mean, it's just like. When you have a group of billionaires like that, like who's keeping them in check? You know what I'm saying? Like if they say the vessel's good enough, they have enough money to convince anyone the vessel's good enough. We can take it down, and it eventually, like I say, who keeps them in check? You have to ask that question.
Yeah, I think they should have gone down there with James Cameron. That man just looks like he could
care about the risks.
He could just turn and look at a crew of billionaires and be like, no. I made Avatar. I made all your money. But yeah, it's like I understand, but he is actually a really big deep sea diver, and he's been down there. He's actually done 33 dives to the Titanic himself.
James Cameron has?
Yeah, man, he went down. Oh, I actually learned this kind of trivia fact. I did not know this, and I was really disappointed in myself as a movie guy.
Uh-oh.
Did you ever hear the story about how that James Cameron and Bill Paxton were fucking on the deck of the Titanic when 9/11 happened?
They were just hanging out down there?
Like James Cameron had taken them down that morning to go look because they were filming Titanic. They were like in the process of getting some stuff, and they were doing a bunch of like research and everything. Or they weren't filming Titanic, I guess, maybe at the moment, but they went down there to look at it. And literally because the film was in 1997, but he took him down there and they were looking at the Titanic ship. And when they came back up to the oil rig or whatever, where they docked the ship, like everybody was just standing there like, Jim, I think you might want to go back down.
Right. It's not so good up here.
It's not so good up here right now, Jim.
Things are different now. You shouldn't have touched the Titanic, Jim.
You shouldn't have gone down there.
You shouldn't. It's a ship of tragedy, Jim. You shouldn't have touched it.
You shouldn't have gone down there, man.
You should not have touched it. You brought this upon all of us.
But yeah, James Cameron was down at the Titanic when 9/11 happened. I think Bill Paxton was down there with him too. But yeah, like brought him back up there and like they just all got out like, the what? Yeah, I'm going back. I'm just, fuck this. I'm going back down.
Yeah. Going back to the magical Titanic.
I'm going back to the Titanic. I got Avatar 2 in mind in a few years. I'm just going to do research. You guys handle this up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Cameron was like, you guys handle this. I'm going to make Avatar.
Right.
But yeah, everybody's been kind of talking all about this like underwater submersible, not really a submarine. But yeah, it wasn't fully safe. It was not seaworthy. Let's just say I've seen enough interviews. I've even seen like newscasters being like, this thing's pretty MacGyver-esque, right? And he's like, well, I wouldn't say MacGyver-esque. I mean, I got these things from Camping World, not the garbage. Like, that's not the point, my dude.
Wait.
That's not Yeah, we shouldn't be. Yeah,
Is this
let me guess.
PVC?
Let me guess. You didn't get those in the underwater submersible section of Camping
No,
World.
probably not.
in the NASA grade pressure resistant section of Camping World.
Probably not.
Oh, clearance rack actually. Oh,
Nice.
But yeah, it's I've seen everything about this at this point. But yes, it was a tragedy to an extent. They did go down there. 5 people lost their lives instantly, though. It was a instantaneous death.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even realize they died.
Did they have anything left of the submarine?
No, like it is it like
That's-
there's
see, that's
probably
just so
like
convenient, Andy.
there's
You know what I'm
going
saying?
to be like remnants of it, yes, but
I
it's
wanna see
going
it.
to be just like it's going to be so compact and so crumpled at this point
Yeah.
that like yeah, there's no remains of the bodies. Those have been completely
Man.
liquefied
It's just
and spread out into the ocean to be consumed.
yeah. So you think they're all dead?
Yeah,
I think they're all dead.
everybody who
You're
was
totally
on
buying
that
it, 100%.
like if everybody who if they were actually on that ship and there was actually people on there,
Yeah.
I think that thing is dead. I think everybody who's on that ship is dead. Now,
Yeah.
the conspiracy theory might be is like, were they actually on it?
Yeah.
Or did they fake this whole thing and send it down to
Exactly.
fake these billionaires' deaths or whatever?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where the conspiracy theory starts to take in.
Because
But
if
yeah.
anybody had the money to do it, it'd be like 5 billionaires.
Yeah, but I do believe if there was anybody on that ship down there, they're dead. They're dead. They
Yeah.
got dead so fast they don't even know they're dead.
But there's no video of the vessel exploding, just a sound.
Yeah, it's just a set. They're so far down below at that point. There's
Right.
no cameras looking
Right.
around at the Titanic at all times.
Right.
So no, there is just some very powerful sonar and like radar that picked it up.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like this like top secret military sonar that was like, well, I think we kind of heard this on day 1, but we couldn't really say that we did because we didn't want to talk about we had this fucking awesome sonar. But
Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, I understand the conspiracy theory that is going into this and
Yeah.
whether or not there were people on the ship, whether or not these were, the people who actually didn't get, picked up somewhere else. And this
Yeah.
is whole like fake these billionaires' deaths, which yes, that is some New World Order type, blacklist shit right there. So
Yeah.
I can understand where that conspiracy theory can very quickly be built.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I do think that something went down there and exploded. Like whether or not there were people on the ship when it went down.
Right.
I think that thing went down there and
But that's a
boomed.
huge part of it, though. Like the fact that it imploded, if there was nobody on it, it's like, who cares?
Yeah, but
You know what I'm
you
saying?
make the
Now
whole world.
we have a much bigger issue here.
You have the whole world looking for these people, and
Yeah.
then they think that's like the perfect death for people
Yeah.
who are looking to never be found
Exactly.
again.
Nothing is found of it. Nothing.
You can't
like-
there's going to be zero traces of bodies whatsoever because they're going to be so quickly liquefied
Right,
and
that's what
spread
I'm
out into
saying.
the ocean. Like,
Man, how convenient.
I mean, yes, it is a very if it is a very convenient death
There's
for
a
anybody
reason
who
it's
would not
still-
want to be found.
There's a reason it's still being talked about, man. If everybody truly believed that 5 billionaires just got killed in the ocean, like, I hate to say it, but I think the overall feeling would be like, who cares?
That actually has been an overall feeling. There's been
That's the
so
risk,
many
right?
TikToks and
That's the
videos
risk you
of
take.
just everybody being like, "Oh yeah, like we said, eat the rich." The sea said, "Bet." All right, like
Yeah. I
yeah.
know.
There's been a lot of people who are like, "Yeah, fuck around and find out. You got so much
Yeah.
money, you went down there in a goddamn porta potty.
Yeah.
Look what happened."
Just like if Jeff Bezos his rocket would have blown up going into space, nobody would have shed a tear except for like his family.
Except for if William Shatner was
Like-
on the rocket, everyone would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
Bezos would have been like, "Oh, we're getting you. I'm gonna bring you back and kill you again. You killed Captain Kirk."
Right.
Yeah, nobody
yeah.
would have gave a shit if Bezos' rocket goes up there and blows up because that's one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, the richest man in the world wanted to get the fuck off the planet, and look what happened.
Yeah.
It serves you right.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
that's
you
how they
send-
feel about these guys.
But you send Captain Kirk up in a rocket ship to test flight something, and he blows up. Oh, we're coming for you, Bezos. You're gonna have a lot of nerds banging on your doorstep.
Right.
Comic-Con's gonna be very different this year.
No doubt.
He's gonna have Bezos' head on a spike. But yeah, I can understand where there's gonna be a lot of conspiracy theories following this because they need to produce some evidence. They need to bring out something. They need to bring some wreckage up. They need to bring some remnants up or something.
But
to
they
be
don't
like,
have to. That's the thing. They don't have to do anything.
They don't
just have
have
to wait
to.
for all of us to get bored of it.
Yeah, they're gonna we know that you can go down there and you can actually successfully dive all the way to the Titanic and come back up.
Right.
James Cameron's done it 33 times. So it's like people can go down there and possibly try and find some remnants of it. I don't think they're going to maybe bring it back up or not. But either way, we need to see some pictures. We need to see some evidence of like the wreckage on the bottom, and just somebody got a wallet with them down there.
Man.
Yeah, can we get a fingerprint off of something?
Right, a piece of the ship, man. If it imploded, then that sounds less violent than exploded.
Yeah, I just want to see a crab like walking around with somebody's ID in its claw, just got an American Express card in his wallet.
They're crawling around. They got the fake passport that they made. They dropped the wrong one. Like, damn it.
So I was going to say crab's got like an American Express card now. It's like legal law I can buy down here. Under the sea.
He's got one of those black cards that people carry around in Vegas. I've only heard myths of them. I've never actually had one, obviously.
Oh, the black card.
Yeah, it's like unlimited.
Oh yeah,
it's like basically a key card to anywhere you want to go in Vegas.
It's like
you
a
flash
Jerry
that thing, and it's like
Jerry Seinfeld had like a whole thing about that story about how it was like a rumored thing. How it's basically how he says like the black card came into existence because of him and like a bit that he did. You ever seen that? Yeah, it's like somebody told him one time that there was these black cards. He was doing a commercial for an American Express.
Yeah. And
one of the crew members was like, "Have you heard about the black card? I figured you would have one." He's like, "Apparently there's only 3 of them. The president of American Express, like some prince over in Abu Dhabi or something, or Dubai, and then or like a sultan or something." And then he's like, "I thought you would have the 3rd one."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, but I want it." So he called the CEO of American Express. He was like, "I want a black card. Is there a black card?" He's like, "No, it's just a rumor, but it's kind of a good idea." Then he's like, a few weeks later, one fucking showed up at my house.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
He's like, and then they fucking started. He's like, that's when they started doing it. He was like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's actually make a black card and make it like this rare mythical thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jerry Seinfeld has a whole story about how he started that after actually prodding the American Express CEO. Like, "Where's the black card? I want one. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I'm doing your commercial."
Right.
It's like,
yeah. He would have that entitlement.
What do you want this commercial to be about? Nothing?
What was it? Comedians with coffee?
Comedians in cars getting coffee?
Yeah. And I don't know. I seen him in a different light. on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways.
But yeah, I just wanted to say there was like
goddamn submarine, man.
Yeah, we did lose. There was several people on board. Like there was the Ocean Gate expeditions. Hamish Harding, Sazada Daywood, and his son Suleiman Daywood. That's the 19-year-old I was talking about.
Right.
And then Paul Henry Nargolet and the Ocean Gate CEO Stockton Rush died in the submersible. So yeah, there was if those men were actually on that ship, dead. So that's it's either black or white on that one. It's like either they went down there to try and do this and all of them got eviscerated instantaneously,
right?
Or there was nobody on that ship. So it's a weird little conspiracy theory.
Or they exploded something completely different around the time they went into the water.
Yeah, something else went down there and they cut off all communications
and they ended up somewhere on some island that it was meant to drive itself there.
Yeah, you could just have like
one of those,
like a sea mine down there ready to explode, or just send another thing down there that you're gonna.
They have unlimited resources
that you're going to implode.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very easy for conspiracy theories to pop up around this sub thing.
Easy, man.
But it's also been very easy for the TikTok and memes to pop up, and they have been just
brutal, huh?
Chef's kiss. I have had many a chuckle over some of these TikToks.
Oh Lord!
Like I already knew the ocean was dangerous, but shit. I didn't know the Titanic was still taking victims. Didn't know the Titanic was still working on its KDR.
I told you.
It is.
The ship of tragedy. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I just saw one. It was just like how many victims it had. It was like doom doom and counting doom doom.
Yeah.
It's like still working on that KDR 80 years later.
Jesus. Titanic's ruthless.
Titanic is ruthless, man. It's got James Cameron's like, maybe this is time to do like a remaster. I mean, put it out on like 4K Blu-ray. It's in the news a lot, right? I'm just saying, there's a lot of attention on the Titanic, right? I wonder what people like. Like, maybe there's like a demand for like a 4K Blu-ray, big back in IMAX. Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm just if we see Titanic in IMAX in the next 3 months, it's because of this.
It's because of this.
Like if Titanic returns to theaters in IMAX over the summer, it's because of this goddamn sub.
Right.
James Cameron's gonna be like, well, I mean, I mean, if you want to honor them, you might as well go, if they wanted to see the Titanic. So
Right.
why don't you go see Titanic?
No,
in
he's
their
going to
movie?
release a documentary of him exploring the Titanic with footage he already has.
Yeah, be like,
and
listen,
make
you don't have to go
a
down there.
fortune.
You don't have to go down there. I've done it already. I've
I
shot
already have
every
it.
angle.
Yeah.
I
Here
went
you
through
go.
every corridor.
And he just narrates it, and you be happy.
The whole narration is like, don't come down here.
Don't-
It's fucking terrifying. Yeah, that's a shark. I don't know what the fuck that is. Just him just kind of scrolling around with the light. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Yeah, that's what James Cameron. But I say, if we see Titanic back in theaters this summer, it is 100% James Cameron going, I mean, if there's interest. There's clearly some interest in the
Yeah.
Titanic. I mean,
Clearly.
a lot of people want to see this movie.
Trending everywhere.
Again. So it was trending. We should put it back in theaters.
That's right.
People want to see it in 4K.
You got to be quick. Catch something trending around these times, though.
Something you gotta find that
Jesus.
trending topic
You
right
gotta be
now.
quick.
But yeah, we're gonna that's one of the biggest things that's in all over the news right now. So we're gonna we've kind of beat it a little bit right now, but we'll see. We'll see if any more information comes out. We'll see if they ever bring up some wreckage. They bring up some remains. They
Yeah,
bring
bring
up something.
Bring something. Bring some proof.
Bring some proof. I mean, well, for our next story, Michael, these people right here, they had all the proof they needed to charge this couple right here. There was no questions to be asked here.
Okay.
Because a Maryland woman used a chainsaw to cut up her slain mother's body and grilled her remains.
Jesus.
Prosecutors say.
Some Medea shit right there.
This is some this is like some Shameless shit. I don't know why. It's like just reminds me of something like a dark episode of Shameless.
Oh, yeah, because Shameless kind of went off the rails there for a little bit. It's like the first couple seasons, you're like, okay, this is a crazy family, but
Yeah, it's
that's funny.
dysfunctional. Puts
Yeah.
the fun in dysfunction.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, it just got crazy.
Whoa, that's some ho.
Right?
Lighten
Like
up, lighten up.
Like when the plane fell out of the sky.
Yes,
I was like,
lighten up.
Wait a
Ooh,
minute.
this
What
isn't
the
funny anymore.
fuck?
That wasn't funny.
What is this, Lost? What the
This is
hell?
fucking Breaking Bad.
Right?
This
You
is
can't, dude, just, you can't hit us with this blindsiding us like that.
Yeah, this thing right here, this Maryland case right here has, like I said, it was shocking. And I was gonna bring it up last time we did this episode, but at the same time, I was like, we were having pretty good laughter on that one. But
Yeah, you didn't want to
prosecutors,
ruin it with this butchering.
I didn't want to talk about this just goddamn like Jeffrey Dahmer barbecue party over here.
Oh, jeez.
But prosecutors in Prince George County, Maryland, said that the mother and daughter charged with dismembering the family matriarch did so with a chainsaw and then
Wow.
grilled the 71-year-old's remains to try and
Right.
cover up the murder.
God.
Yeah, I've never seen a grill that completely dissolves my food.
Like, that's got to be the worst idea.
Right? You've never put
Like, I
a
hate
steak on the grill and left it for too long and been like, oh, well, that steak's gone.
Well, I'm not even worried about that. I'm focused about the chainsaw. I mean, I don't mean to be gruesome, but that has got to be the messiest way ever.
Yeah, we all saw Scarface.
Like,
This
like,
is not a pretty way.
No. Like, you know how much you got to clean up? Now, there's blood splatter within like a 20-foot radius.
Did you
of
see
wherever-
Leatherface's basement?
Right.
It was not clean.
No.
That man could not
Jesus
keep that thing clean.
Christ.
There's not a hose that was powerful enough.
Not enough disinfectant in the world.
No, man, that chainsaw is not the way. Yeah, plus, if you're gonna try and
Oh my
grill something,
God.
that's what I'm thinking about Leatherface. You're gonna lose so much product using a chainsaw.
Right.
Who butchers with a chainsaw? If you're actually cooking this meat, you're losing so much of the good meat with a chainsaw. You're damaging all these tendons, all these muscles. What kind of butcher are you, Leatherface? You're a terrible butcher.
Right.
You're damaging this product.
What are you doing?
You're terribly damaging the product. But Margaret Craig had threatened to report her daughter, Candace Craig, 44, to the police over fraudulent use of Margaret's credit card, according to the documents obtained by the ABC affiliate. That's when charging documents say that Candace Craig attacked and killed her mother and then put her remains in a blue bin inside the room belonging to her daughter, 19-year-old Salia Hardy.
Over a credit card bill?
Over a credit card fraud, like over using her credit card and like
Whoa.
charging up a bunch of things.
Yeah. How much was it, did it say?
Let me see if it says how much money was actually charged on the thing. But it does say right now, it says the defendants then began to dismember Margaret Craig with a chainsaw.
Wow.
And attempted to burn her remains on a grill and a fire to the rear of the residence, prosecutors wrote in the charging documents. The police went over to Margaret Craig's home in Landover after a neighbor requested a welfare check, and Candace Craig answered the door and immediately allowed police in to search the home. But upon entering the basement, officers reportedly immediately noticed the smell of rotting flesh.
Yeah.
It's not a...
That's going to be apparent.
It's pretty easily identifiable to anybody who's ever been in a crime scene before. Yeah, the documents say that officers appeared to notice what appeared to be brain matter in an open trash bag on the floor.
God.
Additionally, officers found a chainsaw cover, cutting instruments, cleaning supplies, and blood splatter all over the basement.
God damn. Like, over a credit card? Like, how did you really see this going?
Exactly,
People ain't
like I
seen
said.
one episode of CSI, not one. There ain't no way.
This is not a thinking clearly case. This is somebody, she's like I said, she's 44 over fraudulent use of her credit card. So she's taking her credit card and making a bunch of charges. And I guess she's saying, I'm going to call the police on you. This sounds like to me this sounds like a meth fueled idea. This sounds like one of those, you're not taking my credit card, and just bam. And then just, let's get this chainsaw. Let's get rid of the body. Like, it sounds like a drug idea. No one thinks that. No one's thinking that clearly. And let's says get a chainsaw. Let's chop up Mama in the basement and let's try and put it on this propane grill out back. Or maybe it was charcoal. I don't know. We want to get that good sear on it.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, man. There was nothing like you said. There's no logical thinking going on in this case right here. Like this had to have been just a passion-fueled crime.
This has to be either just immense crime of passion or immense drug-fueled like hallucinations or something.
It's probably a little both.
Because then it also says that Candace Craig, 44, is the one who's being charged with the murder. Her daughter is only being charged as an accessory, I do believe, because I think it's more or less like this. Her mom just shows up. She's like, I need your help now. Come downstairs. We got to cut up Mama.
Oh, shit. Right.
Like, listen, you never liked her anyways, right? Well, I mean, let's just pretend like you didn't. For God's sakes, like...
Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like she just kind of used her daughter to help her try and get rid of it and, wanted her to help her stay out of jail. But either way, her daughter was only 19. So, yeah, her daughter was fresh, like just turned like an adult. And it has her 44-year-old mother ask her to help her cut up her grandmother's body with a chainsaw.
Yeah, and it says here that she hid the remains in a blue bin in her daughter's room.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like she used her daughter as like in fear. Like, listen, this could happen to you. Either you help me out. Like you don't know what's going to happen. Like, that's like a 19-year-old
Grandma in your
daughter.
closet. They won't look there.
Yeah. It's like, it's one of those things. It's like that daughter definitely now thinks that her mom's going to kill her. Like her mom just killed her mom. You got to be thinking
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Right.
If your mom just killed her own mother over a credit card thing, you absolutely, as a 19-year-old, think that your mom will absolutely kill you.
And you're also thinking, like,
if I don't help her.
I came from that.
Yeah. Like,
a little bit of you, you're thinking that.
Am I that? Am I going to do that? Am I that crazy?
Right.
But yeah, that's one of those, that just feels like a very trauma-inducing, manipulation of the mother to be like, you're going to help me now.
Yeah.
Like, I took your grandmother out of this thing. Nobody's messing with my money.
Exactly.
And if you just saw her kill her own mother, you're like, yeah, she'd probably kill her own daughter. Like, because if you're thinking in your head, well, I wouldn't kill my mother, but she obviously would.
Well, I hope the daughter is not, if she doesn't have more to do with it, which I doubt she does. I hope she's not, being charged with anything.
Yeah, we're gonna
stick with her because I don't know. Your mother bursts in the room and, like you said, I killed Grandma. Like, you help me now.
Or if
like,
she just
what
starts,
do you do?
if
like
mom just starts rolling in like a 55-gallon drum into your room, it's just like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just going to put this in your closet. Just going to roll this in. Don't open the lid. Like, you're going to ask some questions. Like, it's going to be a very tense situation.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that her daughter was really in on this very much. And like I said, we're going to probably see some follow-ups.
She's 19 because she's going to be tried as an adult.
Oh, exactly. Yes. She is 100% in adult crimes right here. But the same thing is just... I'm wondering if they're going to be able to charge the daughter as just accessories or if they're going to be able to charge her with anything else. But it does seem like they were probably just trying to cover up so the mom didn't go to jail. But I don't feel like the daughter really had much to do with it. It just, I don't know. As a 19-year-old daughter who just saw that her mom killed her own mother. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like
the daughter didn't run up the credit card though, right?
No.
Okay. This
was all the mother. So yeah, they said that the mom and her daughter tried to dispose of the remains the next day, and Mrs. Craig has been charged with second-degree murder, and Miss Hardy has been charged with being an accessory after the fact. So not even an accessory to murder, but an accessory to murder after the fact. So with an accessory of covering it up and disposing of the body.
That
so
makes
yeah,
sense.
I very much hope that the daughter doesn't get the same sentence. Like, I hope maybe she can actually make a deal on her mom, because that is a dangerous situation to be in.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I hope everything gets cleared up on that. We'll probably get a little bit of clarity on that later on. But I got 2 more stories for us, Michael, and one of them
I'm excited.
One of them is a bit, it's a bit like hometown-esque for me, because it definitely reminded me of something that happened to me in my high school when I was there.
Okay.
But the other one, I'm going to save that one for last. The other one right here was just, I was very confused when I read it at first. At the same time, I was just like, what the fuck? Oh my God, they are really playing this up.
Yeah.
But an employee testifies that restaurants offered priests to extract confessions of workplace sins. Federal court orders payment of $140,000 to 35 workers because they weren't exactly priests.
Oh my goodness.
So here's how this plays out. In Sacramento, California, federal wage and hour investigators have seen corrupt employers try a bunch of different things. But in this California restaurant, they attempted to use an alleged priest to get employees to admit to workplace sins so that they could then be reprimanded for them. Like
That is so juvenile too.
That is so fucked up. That is such a just cringy, toxic workplace. But yeah, like this, an employee of the Che Garibaldi Incorporated, operator of Taqueria Garibaldi, testified that the restaurant offered employees a person identified as a priest to hear confessions during work hours. The employee told the court the priest urged workers to get the sins out.
Yeah, get them out.
That sounds very creepily for a priest to say, regardless.
Yeah, go ahead and tell me. Get the sins out.
That sounds like something a priest is having trouble doing anyways. I just gotta get the sins out. Just hold still. I just gotta get the sin out.
Oh, Lord.
They asked employees if they had stolen anything from the employer, ever been late to work, or had done anything to harm their employer, or if they had had bad intentions toward their employer.
Okay, that's none of your business.
It is none of your business, and I don't exactly understand.
The things I don't act on are none of your fucking business.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Do I work for the church? Am I working for this church? Why is this priest asking me these questions?
Right.
Are you my employer?
Yeah.
Do you want to kill me? Do you want to hurt me?
It's so creepy, so basic. It's
But
obsessive in a way, really.
It's weird. It's just like, it's one of those obsessive, like almost like Richard Nixon presidency-esque. Like, it's
what's
who
the
can
thing?
you trust? Who's loyal? Who's on my side? Who's a narc? Who's like, it's just this very shady of like, everybody doesn't trust anybody and they want to see who's on their side.
Right. It's like, are you having a lot of theft within the company? Then put up some cameras.
Yeah, or are you just
do
paranoid?
I mean, what the hell? You're just hoping somebody will confess. They'll just keep stealing shit and then telling this fake priest.
Yeah, you think that you're just going to turn your employees against each other so that they all will side again. Like, nobody can trust anybody, so they all turn to you.
Maybe the owner was in a relationship with someone.
Ooh, spicy. Spill some tea, Michael.
Right? This is a Sandu Stories bit right here.
Ultimately, the employer had to agree to a consent judgment, and Judge William B. Shube in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of California ordered that the owners and operators, Eduardo Hernandez, Hector Manuel Martinez Galando,
Nailed it,
and Alejandro Rodriguez to pay $140,000 in back wages and damages to 35 employees. So yeah, this follows an investigation that found the Taqueria Garibaldi denied employees overtime pay for hours over 40 hours a week and in violation with their acts of standards and labor. But they also learned the employer paid managers from the employee tip pool illegally, threatened employees with retaliation and adverse immigration consequences for cooperating with the department, and fired one worker who they believed had complained to the department. So yeah, they were like, apparently they do probably employ several, illegal immigrants or several different people who may not have the right citizenship, but they're trying to abuse them.
Their head.
Yeah, and they're trying to get blackmail on them. They're trying to get things to hold them over their heads. So they're not going to report them. They can pay them less money. But yeah, finally someone was just like, I don't think this is fair, right? They can't bring in a priest. This isn't.
Right. This is too far.
This isn't Vacation Bible School, right?
Yeah. You can threaten me with deportation. Nothing I can do with that. But you can't bring in a fake priest.
You can't threaten me with my immortal soul here.
Right.
This is just a taqueria, all right? I just make tacos here. This is just a taco shop. You got nothing to do with my soul, okay?
Right. I'm only the Tuesday, Thursday guy. Hey, listen.
I'm not even here for the lunch rush.
No.
This ain't gonna be shit for me. I can go make tacos wherever I want to. Yeah, but the court also ordered the defendants permanently forbidden from FLSA violations. Specifically, the court ordered the Takiera to not take any action to stop employees from asserting their rights. To be like, yeah, guys, you can't fucking blackmail your employees and say, yeah, you question anything we say, you're fired. You go to the Department of Labor, you're fired. You go to the OSHA, you're fired. You go you can't do that. So it's kind of great to get them to finally get one of those great, just kind of shady employee places just hammered with a fine like this.
Yeah.
That's always great to see.
It is. That's what they get, man.
Like I said, don't stop fucking with your employees, man. It's just they're trying to do a job for you, and you're sitting here blackmailing them, trying to see who's on your side, who's a narc, who's really a company man.
Right. From what I hear, good employees are hard to find these days. So
nobody wants to work anymore, Michael.
Right.
Nobody
wants to work anymore.
Nobody wants to work.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna pull myself up by my bootstraps and get on to this next story.
Yeah, do it.
I'm wearing flip-flops.
How millennial of you.
How millennial. How lazy of me. What are you talking about? It's fucking hot. I ain't putting them shoes on. But Mom, I got this last story right here because this definitely made me think of something that happened when I was in high school.
Oh, this is the high school one.
That made national headlines.
I was just thinking, because you prefaced this story with.
That's what I was going to save that one for last.
Andy get caught in some weird confessions with a fake priest in high school? Or
no, not a fake priest.
A fake priest. I knew.
Not a fake priest. But no, I was saving that story for my last story. Besides the little nugget of information we're going to read for our listeners after this.
Okay.
But this story reminded me of something that happened when I was in high school that made national news coverage because Moms for Liberty have to apologize for quoting Hitler in one of their newsletters.
Wow.
And bear with me. I'm going to walk through this. This is not me. It's not a Hitler. But I didn't do Hitler stuff.
Right.
But the Hamilton County chapter of Moms for Liberty in Indiana has placed the quote on the front page of their newsletter. After apologizing on Thursday for quoting Adolf Hitler, the Hamilton County chapter quoted, "He alone who owns the youth gains the future."
I mean, creepy, but is he wrong?
I mean, it's a creepy quote. Yes, it's very, 1984-esque quote. But yeah, that was from a 1935 rally. So it's not like prime World War II Hitler, but it's still Hitler.
Right.
So it's Hitler. I mean, you can't.
It's the verbs. It's owns, right?
Yeah,
and
owns and gains. He alone. Yeah, because he's talking about himself.
Right.
It's not like this isn't talking about
Hitler Youth here.
Yeah, this is talking about
so it makes it
the Hitler Youth. It's not exactly him talking about the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
It's not exactly him talking about the graduating class of 2023. He's talking He's talking about the Hitler Youth.
The Hitler Youth.
But after the Indianapolis Star reported the story on Wednesday, the local chapter of Moms had added additional context to the original newsletter, saying the quote from this horrific leader should put parents on alert. And then, like, if the government has control over our children today, they control our country's future.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute.
Well, too bad China has control of your children through TikTok, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, they said they condemned, or they apologized for quoting the Nazi leader. "We condemn Adolf Hitler's actions and his dark place in human history. We should not have quoted him in our newsletter and express our deepest apologies." But it's always like, listen, we shouldn't have quoted Hitler. But, okay, stop. It's not a but.
It's still scary.
Not a but. Stop using the but. You fucked up. You quoted Hitler. No group that quotes Nazis should be anywhere near our children or have any influence in our community. Lots of other people are saying to kind of get back at these different people.
Yeah.
So they are. They're a right-wing group. They're part of the Republican Party.
You don't say.
Yeah, I don't say. I don't think that we as a society can say enough about the atrocities that the poor Jewish people had to go through. I don't think you need to say poor Jewish people. I think you just need to say the atrocities that the Jewish people had to go through.
Who knows?
When you say poor Jews, that sounds like you're.
You just don't talk about the Jewish people.
I know.
We all know that. It's like
when you have to quote it, you're like, listen, we can't express enough the troubles that the poor Jews had to go through. Did you just say poor Jews? I mean the Jewish people, the poor Jewish people. Why do you keep saying poor?
Is it a disadvantage to be born Jewish?
The poor Jewish, the Jewish poors. Why do you?
Sorry, you're just saying it over and over again.
It's like, you can't walk this back. But it definitely, okay, it reminded me of something that happened when I was in high school. And this
Yes,
made,
do tell.
So my high school soccer team was playing against another local soccer team, and we had a German exchange student on our team. He was a senior that year. Well, he was teaching a bunch of the soccer players how to say things in German. He was just, just phrases here, like just, normal phrases.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Just normal phrases, Mike. Just rewind. Normal phrases,
Normal phrases.
But he was teaching them just like, goal, soccer terms. And, but he also taught them, apparently one of the phrases was on to victory, which is just like just a normal sporting phrase people say, like just instead of being like team on 3, 1, 2, 3, teams like on to victory, 1, 2, 3, on to victory. Like, like, apparently it was a normal thing. But apparently they tried to put a speech at the beginning of one of their games, and it was going to say that line. And it was going to say, on to victory in German. And then it was going to play a mixtape, like just a mix CD of warm-up songs.
Uh-huh.
Well, that first track on that CD was a goddamn Adolf Hitler speech where he ends it with saying, on to victory.
Oh, shit.
And then the fucking CD just played through. And if our listeners remember how CDs work...
Was it on repeat?
They go back to the beginning.
Oh my.
So that's playing over the loudspeakers in the soccer stadium after, like, during the warm-up. So it says like on the victory, or however you say it in German.
Yeah.
And then it just plays just fucking Mortal Kombat, just goes into some normal warm-up music.
Yeah.
Well, then it rolls back around just into an Adolf Hitler speech from the beginning. Just Hi, Savate, Deutschland. Like, oh God. Like the fucking coach is running up the stairs, pushing ladies out of the way. Get out of the way!
What, coach? Is this not how you prepare for a game?
Turn it off! He's ripping the speakers
You have to
down.
admit he could rile the crowd.
You have to admit he's got some fire in his voice, yeah? Johan, stop it! But yeah, it made local headlines after like a soccer team accidentally plays a Hitler speech over the speaker system. We were playing like a Catholic school too. So,
Nice.
I mean, just great, all points considered.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the great tragedy of CDs playing back from the beginning.
Over and over again.
That playlist doesn't end and then go back to the menu, baby.
No,
It goes
no.
right back to the start of the song.
That's right.
Not like like they fixed that tape problem. We had to rewind tapes.
Yeah.
They fixed it. They just auto rewind, auto playback.
I used to wear out some CDs that way, man.
Oh yeah, baby. Just restart.
Yeah.
Restart. Just you didn't have to
Put in my
rewind.
new CD
just,
from Best Buy.
just previous play. Previous play.
That's right.
Never had to rewind again.
Nope. Throw that bad boy in. It's ready.
But yeah, I just love the fact that this group tried to, like, they accidentally quoted Hitler, and then they just like keep trying to walk it back. Like, stop! Just take it down. Just take it down. Just don't do that. Just don't quote Hitler.
Just don't do the thing.
Just don't quote Hitler.
And be moms in our communities. Don't do those things.
Don't do all those things.
Don't do.
Yeah, Moms for Liberty has grown to 285 chapters in 44 states. And it's targeted more cultural issues to fuel its rise, including opposing mask mandates in school, banning library books that mention sexual orientation, gender identity, and curtailing classroom lessons on racial inequality and discrimination. So,
Man, listen,
they're just...
don't ban books. Like, just
There-
don't read them if you don't. There's lots of other books to read. Like, I'm just not down to banning any books, man.
No, there's never been a good
there's no
idea.
reason
Yeah,
to-
you know who banned books? Hitler.
Hitler.
So I understand why you put this Hitler thing in there.
That's exactly right. So think about that.
Exactly.
I
They
mean-
just fuck it. If you don't want to read it, don't read it. If you don't want your
Don't
kids to read it, don't
read
tell them to
it.
read it.
Don't read
But
it.
you can't just ban a book and be like, no child should ever read this book because it makes me feel icky. No, that's not how education and literature work.
That's right. Anyone should be able to write their stories, write their experiences. You don't
Yeah.
have to read it.
You don't have to
open
read it.
You read a little bit of it. You're like, oh, this is garbage. Okay, put it down. Read something else.
Yeah, not for me.
Billions of choices. So many.
I wonder
things to
why.
read.
How is this an Amazon bestseller? I hate this
I
book.
hate it. Bad review.
There's no way this is a bestseller. New York Times.
4.9 stars. Not on my watch.
Not on
One.
my watch.
Is there a no stars option?
Can I get negative reviews? Can I take stars from other people's reviews?
There's two types of people that leave reviews, right? People who are just way too in love with the product and people who just hate it for not a good enough reason. Or they got like just a random bad product.
Yeah.
Which is going to happen.
Or it's just all bots.
Yeah, yeah.
This product is lovely. It changed my life. It saved my marriage, and it fixed my entire health system. This was a toaster.
It's like a manicure kit. What the fuck is this? How?
This was a Bluetooth speaker. I mean, it's not even a good. It's an off-brand.
Right?
It's not JBL. It's JBJ. What the?
It's a cork toaster set. What the hell is? Coaster set, rather. All right, we're going off the rails as per usual.
But yes, I wanted to share one thing with you. Just a few little clips. We got something that we were talking about. We're talking about bringing some cult shit back on the network.
We're definitely bringing some cult shit back.
We're doing a good little run of some cults coming up. Some cults coming up. But this right here, I wanted to bring these little flyers because this was what kind of triggered this whole like segue or this segment we're going into. Was at that the office I work at. My girlfriend and I both came out one day and found these flyers on our cars, and they were in every car in the parking lot. And they look just like, generic church flyers of, testimonies.
At first glance.
How shall they know?
Yeah.
The Christian ministries. But this is where we found
out.
What's
the key to life? Turn the page and find out.
This is where we discovered Tony Alamo, a.k.a. Bernie Hoffman.
Also, most likely our first case when we return.
Exactly. At the Tony Alamo Christian Ministries. I swear to I kept saying Alamo. It's spelled Alamo. It is Tony Alamo, but they have to keep saying Alamo. Pronounced Alamo. Like, it's like every time, like in the thing, pronounced Alamo.
Right.
It's like,
it's a thing.
I just throw an E on the end, call it Deerte.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Joe Dirt of Alamos right there. I just call it Alamo. It's cool.
It's cool.
Nobody seems to know.
Truth be told, he said it wrong the first time.
I mean, my name was Bernie Hoffman,
but too prideful to go back.
But Tony Alamo sounds way more culturally appropriate to whatever I'm trying to be.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it is better than Bernie Hoffman.
I mean, when you
I'm not following Bernie Hoffman.
When you see his pictures, you understand why he needed to go by Tony Alamo.
Oh yeah.
You see these pictures, like the first picture of him and his wife. He looks like Joe Pesci and Dolly Parton, like stage actors.
Meets Jim Jones.
Yeah, it's like it looks like people who are playing Joe Pesci in a movie and Dolly Parton in a movie.
Oh, nice.
Like, that's how their picture looks. But then you see his 1986 pastor photo, and he does look like Jim Jones.
He's got the sunglasses.
Got the cream suit on, got the white shirt, got the tall kind of...
The cream with the white.
The thick kind of almost permed 1980s hair.
Let me see that one more time.
Got very hairsprayed hair going up in there.
Oh, yeah, he's got the Aquanet.
Oh, yeah. He's got the Aquanet.
He's got the Aquanet sheen on his forehead. I can see it right there.
That hair's not moving.
No, it's not moving.
This hair could withstand anything.
We'll share a picture of these flyers on our Instagram.
But yeah, it turns out when we actually start looking into this guy, Tony Alamo, he is a full-on, red-blooded, certified, stamped American cult leader. He is...
How dare you? You mean American prophet.
American...
You asshole.
American prophet. This man met Jesus Christ in an office in
Jesus.
Beverly
I don't know
Hills.
how you get more qualified to be a prophet than that.
I met that man in Beverly Hills in an office when I was doing so much crystal meth. This man... I guarantee I met Jesus. There's no question I met Jesus.
No question.
With the amount of cocaine I had ingested that day. But yeah, this man is a full-on cult leader, and this is a real cult. This was a real little tight, almost Jonestown-esque cult, and it turns out Tony Alamo, not what he looks like in that 1986 picture anymore, because, fun fact, dead as shit.
Oh, he's dead.
But yeah, he didn't actually even go out on a good note. He didn't go out looking like this suave, Tony Montana-esque looking cult leader. No.
How'd he go out?
He ends up looking like Jack Nicholson.
Listen,
he looks like Jack Nicholson at a fucking Lakers game now.
These comparisons are not even like a little bit. They are fucking spot on. Remember this. If you look at this thing, the Joe Pesci, I'm sitting here looking at this picture of him and his wife, and you're like, Two people that they got to play Joe Pesci and Dolly Parton. If somehow their lives intersected,
Yes.
yeah, these would be people you got to play them. It's so. And then the Jack Nicholson at the end of his life. You have to Google that one.
But yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Tony Robbins a bit in his Jim Jones picture. But yeah, you have his whole testimony in this flyer, and these guys were apparently the famous bedazzled denim jacket cult.
Oh yeah, this is a whole nother.
So we looked up them last week. We were on Higher Thoughts. If you guys checked us out on Higher Thoughts, we actually looked up some of their denim jackets. We were trying to find all what kind of prices they were and how cool these jackets were. Some of these jackets, fucking bangers. Some of these jackets, pretty mid.
Let me just put it to you this way: Michael Jackson and Nicki Minaj owned one.
Michael Jackson had it on the cover of Bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying these jackets weren't half bad.
But they did. It's just a crazy way, though, to spread awareness for the cult, right? It's just a weird way. There's like
they tried. They had to get their Tom Cruise, man. They had to get their
like,
Tom
there's
Cruise.
no way we're doing car washes. They're like, we gotta raise money fast.
There's no way I'm doing a telethon.
Hear me out. Bedazzled denim.
Bedazzled denim. The kids love it.
They love it these days.
The kids can't get enough of this bedazzled denim. And the acid wash, you'll fucking die for it.
These jackets are so damn busy. But yeah, we looked up a few of them on eBay in the last Higher Thoughts, season 3, episode 1, spontaneous release.
They are busy isn't under. They are some.
There's so much going on with these damn things.
It's like airbrushed to the max.
It's like wearing a comic book page.
It's like wearing 4.
It's insane. But guys, we appreciate you sticking with us through this summer break, and we hope these headlines and shenanigans hold you guys over. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we'll be back with regular episodes September 6th and September 4th on Strange and Unexplained. So until then, we'll be continuing to do these headlines and shenanigans, guys. Bring in your suggestions. We are putting them on the calendar. Like I said, this Tony Alamo character here will be our very first case coming back.
I think
we might go on a cult run, actually.
We just need to go both come dressed in like cult leaders that day.
I got some nice aviators, man.
Get you a cream jacket, something like that.
I got some nice Ray-Bans.
Need to get you one of those like the Jim Jones, like the linen, almost Jedi shirt. It's like the karate master shirt. It's got like the 4 buttons down the top
and the
open
cult leader shirt, right?
Open sleeves.
That is the cult leader attire right there.
Yeah, we'll get Michael a long-haired wig for that episode. Look like Charlie Manson for an episode.
Just won't trim up my beard at all.
Put a long-haired wig on you. Put draw like instead of a swastika, we'll draw like a star on your forehead. Little skull and crossbones.
Yeah, we'll get to work on that. All right, guys. Like we said, we'll be back September 6th with regular episodes. Until then, guys, you can check out patreon.com. /True Crime Guys. There's a link right below the description of this episode. And of course, check out our sponsors, Oh My Gaia, all natural deodorant, and scented oils, as well as tonic CBD for all of your CBD needs. All right, guys, we'll see you next week for new headlines and shenanigans. We'll be working on a new Sandu Stories this week as well. So look for that in, I don't know, like 7 days, 8 days.
7 days.
7 days. 6 days to air.
7 days.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Until then, just keep creeping.
Bye. If you enjoyed this episode, please feel free to check out all the other shows on our TCG network, as well as subscribing to our YouTube channel. Starting every Monday with new episodes of Strange and Unexplained, followed every other Tuesday by our audio drama podcast, Sandu Stories. Then, of course, new episodes of True Crime Guys every Wednesday. And if that's not enough, head on over to our Patreon, where you can have access to hundreds of hours of exclusive content, including older episodes, strange shorts, the latest edition of Sandu Stories, and, of course, Higher Thoughts. But until next time, guys, keep creeping.
You hush your mouth, boy.
Just me slamming the mic into the...
Zach, are you good? Are you adjusted?
I don't know.
Throw your phones on. Don't be Beck. There. How is that?
I think that probably... I'm going to get this a
How's
little
that
bit
sound?
better.
There we go. Go ahead and get it out. Smack that microphone around a little bit. You got to show them who's boss so they don't move around during the show. There you go. There you go. I'm also deducting your pay this month to buy a new microphone.